A polo shirt, also known as a golf shirt and tennis shirt, is a form of shirt with a collar, a placket with typically 2 or 3 buttons, and an optional pocket. All three terms may be used interchangeably. Polo shirts are usually made of knitted cloth, usually piqué copyright cotton or, less commonly, silk, merino wool, or synthetic fibers. A dress-length version of the shirt is called a polo dress. History of the tennis shirt. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, tennis players ordinarily wore tennis whites consisting of long-sleeved white button-up shirts, flannel trousers, and ties. This attire presented problems for ease of play and comfort. Merino copyright Lacoste, the French 7-time Grand Slam tennis champion, felt that the stiff tennis attire was too cumbersome and uncomfortable. He designed a white, short-sleeved, loosely knit piqué copyright cotton shirt with an unstarched, flat, protruding collar, a button placket, and a shirt tail longer in back than in front, which he first wore at the 1926 U.S. Open Championship. Beginning in 1927, Lacoste placed a crocodile emblem on the left breast of his shirts, as the American press had begun to refer to him as the Crocodile, a nickname which he embraced. Lacoste's design mitigated the problems that traditional tennis attire created. The short, cuffed sleeves solved the tendency of long sleeves to roll down, the soft collar could be loosened easily by unbuttoning the placket, the piqué copyright collar could be worn upturned to protect the neck from the sun, the jersey knit piqué copyright cotton breathed and was more durable. The tennis tail prevented the shirt from pulling out of the wearer's trousers or shorts. In 1933, after retiring from professional tennis, Lacoste teamed up with André copyright Gillier, a friend who was a clothing merchandiser, to market the shirt in Europe and North America. Together, they formed the company Chemise Lacoste, and began selling their shirts, which included the small embroidered crocodile logo on the left breast. Application to polo and other sports. Before Lacoste unregistered trademark S 1933 mass marketing of his tennis shirt, polo players wore thick long-sleeve shirts made of Oxford cloth cotton. This shirt was the first to have a button-down collar, which polo players invented in the late 19th century to keep their collars from flapping in the wind. Brooks Brothers still produces this style of button-down polo shirt. Still, like early tennis clothing, those clothes presented a discomfort on the field, and when polo players became aware of Lacoste unregistered trademark S invention in the 1930s, they readily adopted it for use in polo. In 1920, Louis Lacey, a Canadian born of English parents in Montreal, Quebec in 1887, haberdasher and polo player, began producing a shirt that was embroidered with the logo of a polo player. A design originated at the Hurlingham Polo Club near Buenos Aires. The term polo shirt, which previously had referred only to the long-sleeved button-down shirts traditionally used in polo, soon became a universal moniker for the tennis shirt. No later than the 1950s, it was in common usage in the U.S. to describe the shirt most commonly thought of as part of formal tennis attire. Indeed, tennis players often would refer to their shirt as a polo shirt, notwithstanding the fact that their sport had used it before polo did. In 1972, Ralph Lauren included his polo shirt as a prominent part of his original line called Polo, thereby helping furthering its already widespread popularity. While not specifically geared for use by polo players, Lauren unregistered trademark S shirt imitated what by that time had become the normal attire for polo players. As he desired to exude a certain waspishedness in his clothes, initially adopting the style of clothiers like Brooks Brothers, J. Press, and Savile Row Euro-style English clothing, he prominently included this attire from the sport of kings in his line, replete with a logo reminiscent of Lacoste unregistered trademark S crocodile emblem, depicting a polo player and pony. This worked well as a marketing tool, for subsequently, due to the immense popularity of Lauren unregistered trademark S clothing, a majority of English-speaking Westerners began to refer to Lacoste unregistered trademark S tennis shirt as a polo shirt. Still, tennis shirt remains a viable term for all uses of Lacoste unregistered trademark S basic design. Golf. Over the latter half of the 20th century, As standard clothing in golf became more casual, the tennis shirt was adopted nearly universally as standard golf attire. Many golf courses and country clubs even require players to wear golf shirts as a part of their dress code. Moreover, producing Lacoste unregistered trademark S tennis shirt in various golf cuts has resulted in specific designs of the tennis shirt for golf, resulting in the moniker golf shirt. Golf shirts are commonly made out of polyester, cotton and polyester blends, or mercerized cotton. The placket typically holds 3 or 4 buttons, and consequently extends lower than the typical polo neckline. The collar is typically fabricated using a stitched double layer of the same fabric used to make the shirt, in contrast to a polo shirt collar, which is usually one-ply rib knit cotton. Golf shirts often have a pocket on the left side, to hold a score pad and pencil, and may not bear a logo there. Other uses. Since 1933, the tennis shirt has become so popular that it has become one of the standard categories of clothing. Virtually every major clothier makes some version or variation of Lacoste's tennis shirt. It is today worn by both men and women in numerous non-athletic contexts. Notably, tennis shirts are worn by many semi-professional and retail workers in settings where t-shirts are not acceptable, but formal business attire is not required. In contemporary Western fashion, tennis shirts are considered more casual than woven button-front shirts while still being slightly dressy. It is also a favored shirt for those working outside, such as groundskeepers and maintenance workers, due to its ruggedness and style. During the 1990s, the tennis shirt became the standard informal business attire for the high-tech industry and then spread to other industries. A form of golf shirt is a common element of a uniform for retail companies. In the early 1980s, polo shirts became popular among young professionals in the Nordics. This was especially the case in Helsinki, Finland, where blue-chip professionals would wear Fred Perry polo shirts in a range of pastels, such as pink and yellow. This was a craze pioneered by a payroll software salesman called Laurie Crundle who worked in England for several years, absorbing Manchester's rave culture, before turning his hand to film back in Scandinavia. Laurie Crundle is still widely known in Finland under the pseudonym Aku Loimis. He is now an award-winning film director. In many schools that require students to wear uniforms, especially junior schools, golf shirts are part of a compulsory uniform for both boys and girls. The tennis shirt continues to enjoy wide use amongst athletes and non-athletes associated with sports, such as caddies and sports announcers. Over the years, the golf shirt has become a favorite giveaway at many corporate events, and is a fashion style that may be worn with jeans, shorts, slacks and gym shorts. Embroidered golf shirts have become the single most popular embroidered product for corporate events. See also, Montagut Frederick Perry Lacoste, rugby shirt, sportswear, t-shirt, gym shorts, references. External links.